What's up, you guys? Welcome to Josiah's World TV. Oh my goodness, this has been such a challenging as few days. Do you hear me? For those of you guys who really don't know, it has been going down in Houston, Texas. Well, not even Houston, but just Texas, period. Texas has been going through it over the past few days with this winter storm and with the electricity being out the past few days. Before we get into the video, please make sure that you all hit that like and subscribe button so you all can be notified when I post more content. Now, I just want to let y'all know, I don't know how long this video is going to be because it's a lot of information. But in this video, I'm going to actually do a complete breakdown of what actually happened in Houston, Texas. Because listen, I love all the, hot topics and celebrity tea. But this situation really hits home because I was like, something ain't right, okay? As of yesterday, over 2.7 million people has been without power in Texas alone, and 12 million people with no water as of today, February the 18th. A few days ago, we had a big, huge winter storm in mostly, I don't know about the other parts of Texas. Of course, it snows in Dallas, San Antonio, Austin sometimes, but mostly Dallas up north Texas. But Houston, Texas, the south side of Texas, never really received, like crazy temperatures. Yes, it might be a little cold, might be windy for a day. Hell, Houston's so damn bipolar. You might get something one day and then you might get something else the other day. But they were saying this time that it was really going to be freezing cold. So prepare, to be in your homes, and it might be freezing, it might be snowing. Okay, so we're like, cool, we're going to just stay in the house and mind our business. But baby, let me tell y'all something. The electricity completely went out for some people almost 48 hours. Over 48 hours. Even right now, 3 days since Monday, people have not had really electricity like that. I know for myself, for example, I thought that, I stay in the southwest side of Houston, cool. So I was going to stay in the house a little bit and chill, and the electricity went out Monday night around 1:30 a.m. But the thing is, it didn't come back on. And there was so many people that was freezing within their houses. Majority, over 90% of Texans was in their houses freezing with no electricity, with weather under 20 degrees, 18, 19-degree weather. And when I tell y'all, it has looked like a apocalypse in the state, like a full, complete apocalypse. I don't know what's been going on, but I had to really just get down and figure all of this out. Our electricity didn't come back on until late last night. But I wanted to kind of show you guys some videos of a few fellow Texans that's going through this crazy ass winter storm, and even some people having their pipes broken down, their ceilings being caved in, pipes are being busted, water everywhere, everything is frozen, especially in some on the upper part of Texas. Take a look at this, including Tammy Roman also went to her Instagram and broke down. Take a look at this video.
So this is what happens in Texas when the water freezes and you try to drip your faucets.
Fucking room! Oh my freaking... How do I do... What the fuck? What do I do? Oh my fucking god! Oh.
Bro, look at this fucking snow. Oh fuck! Oh my shoe! No! You're dead ass right now. Are you?
It's fucking no! No! Fuck!
All right, so the pipes burst at the hotel. It's absolute mayhem. The pipes have burst, people running from the cops, they got fights going on. And I'm trying to watch it all.
Now that I have adequate cell phone service, I want to share this video with you that I took earlier today. It is now 11:11, and I want to show you what the winter storm did for me here in Texas. I've seen plenty of videos, individuals making fun of those of us who are in Texas. Well, as you can see, my apartment has now flooded. From what I understand, this is water coming from broken lines that lead to the fire sprinkler system. It is coming out of the vents, it's coming out of the ceiling fans, from the electrical outlets in the garage that is attached to the garage door opener, along with another bedroom that is located downstairs. We still do not have power at this moment, and so I am sitting in my car recording this video trying to stay warm. And I also use medical equipment at night that I won't be able to use. So it's not all fun and games, and we're not snowflakes.
A lot of things I don't play with you about. But y'all telling us to boil water. With what electricity? Texas. With what water? From what stream? Texas. Huh? Huh? We out here using flashlights. Texas. Talk about go drive to the next warming shelter.
All right, guys, we're here in Gator Country in Beaumont, Texas, and we don't go through this very much. You see this white, crazy stuff on the ground? It's rough. This business goes through hurricanes and hard weather. We've done that. This is the worst that can happen to us, though. Here's what happens, though, to the American alligator. We can leave them outside because they're brilliant. They have figured out to go into a state of hibernation. On a regular warm day, this animal will have a heart rate of 55 beats per minute. Today, he's gone to a true hibernation to where his heart rate is down to 3 beats per minute. This is how they survive. They know it's going to freeze, so what they do, they poke their snouts through. They go into that hibernation so they can breathe. This is absolutely amazing. You see that, folks? He's alive. Is that not incredible? The American alligator is absolutely incredible. Come see us at Gator Country. This will all end, and we'll get back to crawfish nights in 2 weeks.
All right, man. So I know y'all done seen all these updates talking about how bad Texas is, but y'all really don't understand. One, if we look outside, they telling us don't go nowhere because they don't have no fucking plows or nothing to like counteract this shit. That's one. For two, my fucking power is off. Like it's freezing in this house. I got my kids in the crib with me. No power on the fucking microwave. Fucking cars are clever because we can't go nowhere. That's not even the part that's really bothering me. The part that's bothering me is that they ordered our power to be off to conserve energy so we wouldn't have a larger power outage, which makes sense, but I feel like they should have just did it for commercial businesses that aren't like mandatory. Like, you know what I'm saying, some fast food places, just basically leave the grocery stores open. And this is the worst part right here. Like I said, I got my kids in the crib with me. This is the worst part right here. Look at the fucking temperature in my house, bro. This is what my shit was set at last night. That's what we went to sleep with.
I'm sitting in my trailer, just trying to keep it together, because I know I gotta go and perform today. Like everything is okay. And just everything I've been working so hard for to give my children just ripped away in an instant. And I know everybody is going through something. Granted, and feel like it's just me.
All right, so you guys have just seen the horror stories that's been going on TikTok and other, social media. So I want to get deep into this situation, and because I did some research. First of all, I was hearing so many things when this happened. I didn't have signal for the past few days, so I was trying to figure out, what the hell is going on with Texas And I realized that Texas was on a completely different grid from the United States of America. We had our own power grid. And this power grid is ran by ERCOT, Electric Reliability Council of Texas, which is a nonprofit service that really runs over 90% of Texas. Texas has a completely different power system than from the rest of the United States. You know, you have the northern part of the United States have their own, and then you have the Midwest, like, you know, the west part of the United States have their own power grid. So Texas, all these years, Texas is being ignorant, what I call ignorant, and refusing to actually merge with the remainder of the United States as far as power. Because if you notice, there has been so many winter storms, especially the north side, Chicago, New York, and you know, New Hampshire, Utah. They're used to those winter storms, and they still have the electricity. Well, Texas, the electricity came out, and it was like damn near the end of the world.
Well, bottom line, Shep, the state's power companies could not, or maybe would not, produce enough power to meet surging demand. As you have reported, that has left millions without power and often without heat or running water, even as temperatures were near all-time lows or at all-time lows. So what exactly happened? Well, it was a sort of toxic combination of a few things. A colder than expected storm hitting late last week, an industry unprepared for winter weather, and a sudden shortage of energy like natural gas or wind power to fire the power plants up. The combination of those three factors really what sent the state into a frozen freefall. Now, the blame game. Most of the finger is going to be pointed at an obscure nonprofit called ERCOT, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas. Not a lot of reliability there. They control the flow of power in the state and have been ordering rolling blackouts to try to conserve what power they do have. Governor Greg Abbott not impressed, calling for a review of ERCOT's policies. He's also warning of a possible natural gas shortage in the days ahead. Now, some suggest the electricity supply shortage would not have been this bad if Texas didn't stubbornly hang on to ERCOT. As you noted, Shep, the only electric market in America that is limited to only one state. Every other state has access to other grids. So say power goes down in one area, well, you can buy it from another area or another state. Not so with Texas. A little good news, though, as you noted, the weather is going to warm up a touch, but unfortunately, a lot of power will still be needed to stay warm, and this shortage could last for a couple of days.
So I want to kind of dig deep into this ERCOT grid a little bit and just kind of talk about that very briefly. So we had a similar situation like this in 2011 where damn near all the power went out. So over 4.4 million Texans lost power in 2011, and basically ERCOT still did not learn a lesson because there was really no type of improving what has happened back in 2011. I just want to go ahead and read to you guys this small little section here of what I researched. So just 10 years ago and 2 weeks ago, 3.2 million Texans were in the same energy crisis as 2.7 million find themselves in now. A winter storm ripped across Arizona, New York, and Texas, and ERCOT did then what it did this week, cut the power out to millions of homes, which is rotating the power, automatically cutting off the energy to the Texans' homes. So in between February the 2nd and 4th, 2011, a total of 4.4 million people in Texas and New Mexico lost power, according to an August 2011 report published by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So basically, they treated this situation 10 years later how they treated back then, by cutting off the power. And you know what? It's so funny to me because I do want to point out some of the board members are not even in Texas. They don't even live in Texas, okay? Like the chairwoman, Sally Talbert, she lives in Illinois. And then the vice chairman, Peter Crampton, he is originally from Germany, but he stays in California. So half of the board member that really regulates over the Texas power grid is not even in Texas. So in the midst of millions of Texans without electricity, millions of Texans without water, you know, suffering, babies are cold, people are dying of carbon monoxide in their garages, Governor Abbott was basically blaming the Texas power outages on green energy.
ERCOT should have been able to do is to have backup systems in place. They have provided zero explanation why they do not have backup systems in place they would tap into so that your viewers would not be losing access to power. We want answers to those questions immediately, and I will tell you this, we are going to have to restructure ERCOT as it currently exists to make sure that situations like this never occur again.
I sense your indignation, and I'm sure people appreciate it, but to some at home who are freezing, some people have lost relatives, a few people have died here in the Houston community, it might feel a little bit like they're hearing some excuses. Do you think ERCOT leadership needs to resign?
Yes.
Now he's basically blaming them, and I get it. Like everybody, honestly, in my opinion, everybody has a blame in this whole crazy ass situation. To me, everybody has a blame in the situation because I feel like when it comes to the electricity, people are still freezing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just selfish on their endpoint, and that's how I feel like that we need to kick his ass out of the damn office because he is trash as a governor. He really is. Also, in the midst of so many people freezing, Ted Cruz was going to Cancun with his daughters because he said that he wanted to be a good dad. So basically, Ted Cruz lead out of Houston and hopping on an afternoon flight to Cancun. He was actually caught. So after being dragged on Twitter and social media, he actually came back to Houston.
Senator Ted Cruz is facing a flood of criticism and fury online after photos surfaced of his family heading to Cancun yesterday. People online are saying they are upset the senator would take a vacation while so many Texans struggle without water or power. And now Cruz is back in Houston after the backlash. Marcelino Benito is live at Bush Airport where the senator landed just hours ago. Marcelino?
Mia, Senator Cruz is back, but the outrage is as big as ever. The senator did not want to face the throngs of reporters and cameras that were waiting for him right behind me when he landed in Houston. In fact, he was taken out the back way as he left the airport. Now, our cameras were inside the terminal, did get a chance to see the senator as he got off the plane. Once it landed in Houston, he was escorted off that plane by HPD and taken straight to customs. Now, it was just yesterday when photos of Cruz boarding a flight to Cancun started going viral. Many of you upset the senator would take a vacation while millions of Texans were still without power or water. He booked the trip Tuesday, we've learned, and left Wednesday. Public pressure forced Cruz to cut his trip short. We've learned he was supposed to head back to Houston this weekend. Instead, he flew home today. Early this afternoon, he issued a statement in part saying, with school canceled for the week, our girls asked to take a trip with their friends. Wanting to be a good dad, I flew down with them last night. Now, Cruz didn't take questions here at Bush Airport, but did speak to reporters outside his home, where he expressed regret for his decision to leave town.
I have to admit, I started having second thoughts almost the moment I sat down on the plane, because on the one hand, all of us who are parents have a responsibility to take care of our kids, take care of our family. That's something Texans have been doing across the state. But I also have a responsibility that I take very seriously of fighting for the state of Texas and frankly, leaving when so many Texans were hurting didn't feel right. And so I changed my return flight and flew back.
Now, when he landed, a couple protesters were waiting for him outside customs. Even more protesters waiting for him outside his home in Houston. Here's what they told us from his backyard.
I think it's a dereliction of duty, and I think it's a lack of empathy, and I think it's our leaders are supposed to say, gosh, if I can't fix it, I'm going to stand with you until we find a solution.
I was speechless. I could not believe it. Of all the things we've been through, and he pulls this.
I can't say what I want to say, but it is what it is. Hey, bro, we need some help down here. You out there having fun in Cancun, we down here freezing. You want to be back in the office, be elected again, you got to do something.
Now, Texas Democrats are already calling for Senator Cruz to resign over his decision to leave in the middle of this crisis. The chairman of the Texas Democratic Party told me today there's no excuse that Texans will accept. Now, Senator Cruz had a lot more to say in his backyard today. We've posted his comments in full on KHOU.com. Back to you.
Marcelina Benito from the airport, thank you.
I feel like that honestly in this whole situation, nobody is really taking responsibility. And this is really sad how our whole government is in Texas. So if this don't really open people's eyes up, baby, I don't know what else. But this is like a really crazy situation. I just wanted to do like a quick little breakdown on what actually happened. Hopefully it gives you guys more clarity. But honestly, we have been through this so many times, especially in Houston, Texas. Honestly, we never really get cold weather like that, so they should have been prepared for this to happen, you know, rather than it happening right now. This is an absolutely no-no, and it was horrific. I mean, it was so cold, y'all, over the past few days. So this can definitely not happen again. I mean, at this point, we need to go ahead and get rid of all the panelists of ERCOT. And I just wonder what's going to be actually happening in the next few years. This is really scary, you guys. But guys, I would really like to know your opinions and your thoughts on this whole crazy situation with Texas. And please keep Texas in your prayers. Hey, what's up guys? It's Josiah's World TV. Now, if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified when I post more videos. Bye-bye.